First take. Welcome back to Anarchy in the Ukulele. It's me, KD. I'm here today with this Rebel Crème Brûlée. Crème Brûlée. I did have a whole segment about crème brûlées, which was to do with the fact that in our household we have a running joke about crème brûlées because my wife once had such bad food poisoning from eating one that we can't eat them. I mean, even the thought of it makes me feel sick, and I wasn't the one that got sick. She was so ill. So we quite often sort of joke about having a crème brûlée, but we never ever eat them. I don't think I've ever had one. Anyway, this is called a crème brûlée. They also have a cheesecake, I believe, and a double cream something or other. Weird naming convention. I quite like it because I always remember what it's called, as opposed to a T96785B T. Anyway, right, so looks. It's a beauty. It's we'll go through the specs of it in a second, but it is clearly a mango ukulele. Mango front, back and sides. I love the mango on this particular one. It's got this sort of shimmer to it that I think is just really, really beautiful. The looks are fairly plain, which I really, really love. So there's no sound hole rosette. There's no decoration to the body at all, really. The only thing of any kind of ornamentation is the headstock, which is really, really nice. The headstock. And the threat markers, which are little symbols that I believe are on most, if not all, of the Rebel ukuleles. What have we got with triangles? It's almost a bit sort of... I don't know, what's the word, Sam? Spiritual?
Yes.
It's not quite the word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, your aura is cleansed by...
My aura is cleansed by the fingerboard.
Chakra.
My chakra's showing. But I really like that. I really like... I love the way the headstock kind of just seems to stand out because of the lack of decoration elsewhere. And I think it's a really, really nice headstock. I love that it doesn't say the name Rebel. I'm presuming it's some kind of bird. That's what it looks like to me. Triangles are obviously a thing because on the Rebel logo, I don't know if that's on camera. Oh, you can see it on this one. So the Rebel logo is inside is a triangle with triangles inside triangles. I even like that. I find it's really quite a nice little modern badge inside that I quite like. I like the red, the contrast with the wood. So if you can't guess, I really like the look of this ukulele. It's a slimline ukulele. It doesn't feel too slimline. It doesn't feel like that's the main feature of it. So look-wise, really simple, but I think really, really beautiful. Going through the specs. So the top, side and back are solid mango. Beautiful mango. Again, you know, just looking at the wood, it doesn't need any decoration. It's so nice. All the lines and the stripes that go down mango like that. Beautiful. Scale length is 17-3 /32 inch 437 millimeter. I mean, what? 17 1/3?
17 and 332.
3/32. It's a 437 millimeter scale length. The body depth at the bow here is 63 millimeters. I am reading these off the screen. 19 frets on the fretboard, 14 to the body. It's an ebony fretboard. The neck is mahogany with a gloss finish. I'll get onto likes and dislikes in a minute, and the neck might come back in that section. The nut and saddle are tusk. It's this shiny kind of almost like a piano black headplate with a wooden inlay, which I think is really, really nice. The bridge is ebony. Fret markers are maple. Never really thought about that. So yeah, another wood added in there, a bit of maple on the threat markers. Tuners are Goto planetary tuners. They're really nice. I haven't got too many ukuleles with tuners like this. I've got quite a lot of side tuners and things like that. These are really nice, and the tuning, I think, I had a bit of trouble getting it into tune when we first got hold of this, and I think it was because there was too much string wound around the A string. So I shortened the amount of string that was wound around there, and it stayed impeccably in tune ever since. And I'm talking 2 months. Yeah, 2 months, and I could have not tuned it before doing this review, and it's kept its tuning. Body finish high gloss. I'll go whether I like that or don't like that, because that's a bit of an interesting one, the high gloss. The strings, clear fluorocarbon. It has a low G on this, but it's not a wound low G, which a lot of ukuleles have nowadays. So it's just a plain fluorocarbon low G. That I like. The nut width is 37mm and it's 27mm G to A spacing. Also, it comes with a case that I meant to get. Do you know where the case is? This just sold it to me. It's fairly standard inside, bit of padding. You've got it's a pocket. I didn't know there was a pocket in there. There's a little pocket in there. A strap to go around the neck. It's nice, but look at this. I mean, no one's going to miss you coming with this. The new cases for the Rebel instruments are this same design, but they are completely furry on the outside. And I'm a little bit jealous that this one isn't, but I guess this is probably slightly more practical. And I saw when Alex from Southern Ukulele Store posted about the furry cases, there was a lot of debate about people hating them, people loving them. I would love it, and I love this one as well. Just really bright, really nice. So the case is good.
My mum had a jumper with that pattern on in the 90s.
Everyone had a jumper on with that pattern on in the 90s, or a shell suit. That's what it reminds me of, shell suits. But I do really, really like it. I'm just reading off my auto cue here, and the next bit says, how does it sound? I thought it said, how does it smell? So I thought Paul had been in here.
Ah, creme brulee.
It doesn't smell like creme brulee. It smells nice. A little gluey, but nice. Depends if you like the smell of glue. How does it sound? It's got loads and loads of sustain. It's the sound and the feel of this when I picked it up and played it was what made me buy it. It's got a really mellow sound, really soft. But as you get higher up the neck, it gets brighter the further up the neck that you go, which is it's really nice, because for me this is 100% a finger picking instrument. So to be able to pick out melodies and things and have them really ring out is perfect on this. I think the thing with finger picking instruments is they'll work as a strummer's instrument. I mean, but strumming instruments don't always work that well for finger picking. So it's really nice in that sense. Sound wise, like I say, it's mellow. The narrow body really doesn't seem to make the sound any less bassy or less deep, and I really like that. The gloss finish on here, apparently these models, so the models from 2022 onwards, of which this is one of them, have a thinner gloss finish just to give it a bit more of a woody sound. And I can kind of imagine that that's true, because I don't generally like gloss finishes. I find sometimes the instruments sound a bit dead, and this one sounds anything but dead. So there's definitely something within that. The gloss finish gives it such a nice sheen and a nice sort of finish to the wood. but it certainly doesn't seem to deaden the sound at all. Likes. So I love the way it looks. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it feels. I love this ukulele. It is probably currently my favourite ukulele out of all the ones that we've got. So, I mean, that's including some fairly big name ukuleles and some, when we get onto price, that are more expensive than this. But there's something about this one. I have it at home. I have it on a little hook next to the sofa, and I sit there and I can just pull it down and play it repeatedly during the evening just to annoy family members. But it's that playable that you just have to keep picking it up and playing it. So, likes, there's not really an aspect of it that I don't like look wise. There's a couple of things that I dislike about it. They're not deal breakers. One of them is the gloss neck that I said we'd come back to. I don't really know why anybody puts a gloss neck on. It's not bad. Some gloss necks are very sticky, and you find your fingers get a little bit caught on it. This one's not. It is smooth, but just why put a gloss neck on an instrument? It's much nicer if it's a satin finish or a matte finish, and then you don't have any kind of sort of grease build-up on there or anything like that. So the gloss neck I'm not overly keen on. I guess the colouring of the neck as well. So the neck is mahogany. It's a very, very light mahogany, which kind of goes with the mango. I think it would have been quite nice to have a bit of a contrast going on there. I'm guessing mango necks aren't a thing, because I don't think I've ever heard of a ukulele with a mango neck. But I think I would have liked it if the mahogany was maybe a little bit darker to contrast with the back, but that's probably just my personal preference. But the bigger deal is the gloss, really, for me. Price. So these at the minute are £859. So they are not a cheap ukulele. They're not a super expensive ukulele, but you know, the best part of £1,000 takes a bit of the wallet takes a bit of a hit for that. Is it value for money? It's really very difficult. There's really good ukuleles around there for anywhere between £300 and £500. There's some lovely ukuleles by Flight and people like that for around about the £500 £600 mark. So this is nearing up to £900. For me, it's become my favourite current ukulele. I'm very careful about having favourite ukuleles because my favourite has been my Martin for a long time, and I think this is the first ukulele that is heavily battling the Martin. It's got certain similarities to the Martin in sound and the tuners and the really plain look as well. So I guess that shouldn't really be a surprise. But value for money, oh, it's really hard to say to anybody when instruments are in this price range whether it's value for money, because I guess it's, if it calls to you and you have to have it and you love it when you get it, then it is great value for money. I think it sits in that range that ukuleles for that kind of price, they're all good. This one, it's just the sweetness of tone and things like that. So for me, it's value for money. For someone else, if it's not quite your taste, then it won't be, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a weird one, that one. Availability of these. Now, I did have a look online before doing the review, and they're incredibly hard to get at the minute. I think Rebel have refreshed the range, and they've got these new gig bags out, and they've gone with some sort of wacky designs at the minute, but I think these will be coming back because they are an incredibly popular ukulele. So really hard to get them in it. So you might be really left getting these on the second-hand market, which means potentially you could pick one up for a little bit cheaper, and then I think the value for money comes in. You know, if you could get one of these for around about £650, I would jump at it, absolutely jump at it. So they're not overly available at the minute. We're doing a review because we got hold of one and I love it. So, but if you see one on eBay or one of the Facebook groups, I would say massively consider it if you're looking for something like this, because it's a really, really nice instrument. So that's it. That is the Rebel Crème Brûlée. The Rebel Beyond Natural Selection. Yeah, why not? So this is the Rebel Crème Brûlée, really nice instrument. It's become one of my favourites. I love playing it, so much so I'm going to play you another little song to go out with. See you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll be back with more content soon.